Hi Stampers, my name is Sandy Hancock. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Southern California, and today is June the 23rd, 2025. So today I'm showing you a new technique where we're using a black Memento pad on the debossed side of this gorgeous sunflower folder. Let me show you the folder. I'm going to show you the things I'm using today. So the first thing is this sunflower folder. It's going to be available July the 1st online. So there's the number. It's going to be $12. And I want to show you something really interesting. You can take an entire 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, put it in and emboss it all at one time. So here is what it looks like embossed. But interestingly enough, as beautiful as this is, we're going to be using the debossed side, believe it or not, to make this card. So, okay. All right, now, the other next thing I want to show you is the perennial postage dies. Okay. These, okay, so this is going to be the second card that we're going to make. We're going to make both of these cards out of the one sheet. So I think you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to use the largest perennial postage die to cut this card out. And then I'm going to make the next to the largest to cut this one out. So one out of one end and one out of the other end. Okay, so it's pretty simple to get two cards going with just one action. So there again, perennial postage dies. This one's online. It used to be in the catalog. I don't even know. Maybe it's still in the catalog, but anyway, it's still current, the perennial postage dies. Okay, then I also just want to show you what I'm using for the greeting here. The greeting is coming out of a new bundle that's going to be July the 1st available, and a good friend is a gift. I thought, oh my word, that is so good. I could send that to, a number of people. So that's the one greeting that I've used today. And then I cut it out with, okay, so this die comes out of the mixed labels dies. So these mixed labels dies have labels and words. And I've used, I'm so glad we're friends. For a great friend, your kindness made my day. Just a note to let you know you're on my mind with simply, they're great, great greetings. And here's the die that we're going to use today. So you see, if you wanted to have layers, you could have layers. You could have a smaller one and you could have a bigger one. But all I want to do today is just use this one die because I'm putting my greeting on black, so I don't really need another layer there. Okay, and then I just want to show you, remember we've got this sale going on where you buy something out of a suite and then you get the next thing out of a suite at half off. So these two are both in the mixed media floral suite. So if you buy one, you get one at half off. Just make sure that the second item you buy isn't dimensionals or something like that, because that's the second item you purchase is going to be what you get at 50% off. Okay, so, okay, then the other thing that's really important for this card is here, is the black Memento pad. It has just the right amount of ink in it, and so it's in the catalog. It's on page 131. In fact, let me just show you. It's just right there. So the black Memento pad, page 131, and I know a lot of you have this. So those of you who have it, you are ready to make this card. And if you don't, if you like this card, then you're going to be wanting to add that to your products that you own. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside for a minute. I'm going to get the embossing folder, put that aside. Okay, now I'm just taking a piece of paper and I'm going to put that under where I'm working. Oh, and also, did I say, I can't remember if I said this. After I made this black and white card, I was showing it to my friend Carol and she goes, oh my gosh, we were both saying, this is drop dead gorgeous. And she said, did you know that there are pink sunflowers? I went, no way. She goes, look it up. So I went to the Google, put in images of sunflowers, and there is a pink sunflower. So after this, I'm going to show you 3 more cards I've made one with a pink, Pretty in Pink, one with Daffodil Delight, and one with Petunia Pop. And they are just all, I think, so beautiful. Okay, so here we go. So emboss side, deboss side, and we're going to use the deboss side. So I'm taking my Memento pad, and I'm just going to use a circular motion. And here we go. And when you want it a little darker in one place, see how I'm focusing on that a little bit? Then it's going to be a little bit darker. Woo, look at that, come to life. Is that not absolutely gorgeous? How hard is this? Not hard. Let's turn it around. Can you believe how gorgeous this is? See, I'm putting, when you see a place you want a little bit darker, then just focus on it a little bit more. And I'm just gonna keep, so I'm kind of going in a circular motion. I learned don't go this way because then you're gonna end up getting lines, and that is not what you want. So I'm filling in these places a little bit that are plain. Okay, can you believe this? I mean, can you believe this? This is so amazing. Woohoo, doggy. All right, okay. So we're done with the black pad. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my perennial dies, and let's see, which way am I going to go first? Okay, this one at the top is going to be my big die, and at the bottom I'm going to put my small die, and I'm going to cut them both out at the same time. Wait, now is that what I want to do? Yep, that's exactly what I want to do. I'm going to raise this one up a little bit, I think. Kind of like that. Okay, now one thing I've learned is it's a little tricky getting these dies to stick to the paper so they don't, whoops, that's not even sticking. Okay, you don't want to use a lot of tape, and when you put the tape down, see if you can put it on a white spot, because when you pull it up, you don't want to pull up the cardstock. Okay, so let me see if I can get another one here on a white spot. Okay, hopefully that'll hold it. Now, see, this is like, oh no, way, way, way too big. Because you know when it goes through the dies, it presses it down and this sticks a lot. I have another adhesive that I tried, but it wasn't strong enough to hold. When I say adhesive, I mean, okay, so this one is fabulous for most cards, not for this. It will not hold these things in place. So let's see if I can come up with one more little place here. Okay, I am ready to go cut these out. So here we go. Okay, easy to do. So now we've got our fronts for 2 cards, and we can pull these off gently. The first time I did this, I used this tape. It's painter's tape, and I didn't pull it off gently, and guess what happened? Yep, it pulled off some of the cards, so I was not happy about that. Okay, so here we go again, our second card. Very gently. Okay, and we'll put this away. Not that I could ever lose a die or anything like that. Okay, so now, also you want to make sure you hold on to these pieces that have come out, because what we're going to do inside is we're going to put a little piece of interest inside also. Okay, all right, so let's do the small one first. Move that out of the way. Okay, so for this one, let's see where all my stuff is. Okay, we're going to need a card It's been embossed on the front only. Okay, so I just opened this up. Let me show you how, if you're brand new, you might not know how to do this. So you just put your card like this, because I only want the front embossed, and run it through. Okay, so there you go. Now you've got your front embossed. And we need, let's see. Oh, no, wait. Am I doing, oh, no, that's the next card. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to do black. And then we have a layer that's been embossed, and I'll let you know about cutting that down. And then here's our inside piece. So, I mean, it's just so simple. Okay, so let's take our black. And so just boom, boom, we're gonna have 2 cards made. All right, so here's here's the bone folder. Make sure that's nice. Okay, then we want our layer. And, okay. I'm going to, what did I do with my sample? Here. Because I put the, here we go. All right, so this white embossed cardstock is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Normally you just cut a card down by 1/4, right? And that would have been 5 1/4 by 4. But I wanted a little bit more of the black to show because it needs a little bit more balance here. So that's why this is only 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And because this embossing is very busy, I'm going to put a little bit of extra tape on here. Okay, so now make sure it's going the right way. Here we go. And then I'm just going to press this down very firmly like that. Okay, now we've got our next piece to go here, and I'm going to use foam adhesive strips. The first time I made this, I used dimensionals, and it's a lot of work, and it doesn't really work as well as the foam adhesive strips. So here's the info for the foam adhesive strips, and this is what they look like. Get 22 strips in one of these, and 4 of these come in a package. So it's quite a bit that you get, but these cards do take up, you know, their share. So let's just take a look and see. Okay, so there's the sticky side down. So we're just going to go around all 4 sides, and I am going to just use scissors. You can tear this, but it doesn't tear as easily as you would like. So it's just a little bit easier. Okay, even though this is just a little tiny bit, I'm still going to put it there because there's no sense in wasting it. Okay, so here we go. So each one of these cards takes a little less than 2. It doesn't take 2. It just takes a little bit more than 1, actually, of these strips. Oops, I didn't get that one quite short enough. Okay, so now we just pull this off. Comes off, as you can see, very easily. And we'll just add it to our card. Can you believe this, how simple this is? Unbelievable. The first time I did this, I added dimensionals on the inside parts, but you know what? You don't really need it. This is just amazingly sturdy. Okay, so now, okay, we can put our strips away. Now let's look at the greeting. So what I'm going to do is just take, what did I do with my odd piece of paper? Here it is. Okay, I'm just going to take any piece of paper. I have a lot of extra cardstock, little pieces, as I'm sure you do too. And let me move these so I can get this up. Okay, so I have the greeting from Perfectly Pairs in here, and it's a good friend is a gift. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Okay, I'm also going to be using, you know, my Memento pad. I'm just going to pad it. And for my pad, see, once is not enough for me. Maybe yours is better inked than mine is. 2 times, I think, is really good. Okay, so I'm going to set my pad aside. I'm going to take this. Okay, now let's get this die out. We're going back to the mixed labels to get our die. So we're using the middle one. And we're just going to position this right over A Good Friend is a Gift. And now I actually could use a big piece of this to go over here like this. Okay, now let me tell you what I do. I have three, oops, let me just show you. On this card, I have 3 layers of this. This is on the foam strips, so I don't want this lifted up super high either, but it does need a little bit of a lift, in my opinion, to make it a little bit more interesting. So I cut out 2 more extra layers to go underneath this, and this is how I do that. I just get a piece of another piece of paper and put it under here like this. So you can cut out 2 at a time, and then I just go back and cut out another one. So, and I've already done this, so let's get our greeting right here. So A Good Friend is a Gift. And so we're going to put 3 of these together. Oops, come on. Hello. Okay, so here's the first layer. And then we'll put the second layer. It just gives it just the right amount of boost, in my opinion. You certainly do not need to do it if you don't want to. And then we're just going to add this to the card. And see how it doesn't need a black layer because there's so much black here. Okay, so now we'll press it down nicely. Is that an easy enough card for you? Okay, but it does need a little tiny bit of razzle dazzle. So we're going to take a large rhinestone and we're going to add it right here. There you go. All right, that one is complete. Well, the front is complete. Okay, so now let's take a look at what we're going to do here. We want something to go down the inside, the left side of this. So we could take this. You can take any part of this that you want. And that one's a little bit too thick for me. So let's do this. And our card is going to be, we need a 4-inch length. So I think what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to cut the black. See if I can cut some of the black off of there. All right. Now we need 4 inches. So I'm going to start here. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over. Measure. Okay, I want you to get out of the way. 4 inches. And here we go. We have a 4-inch strip to add right there to the inside of the card. It just is a little bit of a surprise and it adds some interest. That's all we want, right? It's always a nice surprise to open the card and have something inside. So there you go. All right, now let's just add this to the inside of the card and then we really will be done. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, how about that? Is this drop dead gorgeous or what? Just so beautiful. Oh, I mean, I almost drool over it. It's just so stunning. Okay, now we have another end that we cut out. And this is where we're going to use the white that's been embossed already. So there we go. We've got our white embossed. So oops, looks like I need to use the foam folder on that again. All we're going to do is put this on, add a greeting, put something inside, and we're done again. Is that simple or what? Okay, so here we go. We're going to get some more adhesive strips. Let's try a new one and see how much it really does take. Okay, for this big card. Okay. So I just put an order in again yesterday to add some more of this. I'm so glad I had these adhesive strips. Usually we're using these for shaker cards. At least that's how I've used them mostly. But this is not, okay, so we need one, that was one whole strip. And now we're gonna use another one, partially. Oops, come on. So it does take a little bit more than 1.5 of these strips for each card, of course, depending on how big they are. Okay, so here we go, whether it's the small one or the larger one. So we'll just pull the backings off, toss them. Okay, now this card is a little bit, tiny bit uneven, so I'm just gonna go even that up before I put my top on it. Okay, because that determines where I'm going to place this. So which way is this going? It's going this way. I'm going to center it. There we go. All right, so now again, I've done exactly the same thing. I've taken 3 of these, one with the greeting, 2 extras, one more, and I mean, the other fun thing about this is that you have 2 cards designed that didn't take I mean, you didn't have to think of something radically different, you know, to make the second card look really pretty. And we're also going to add a rhinestone to this one. Let's see where my take a pick is. Okay. And then I also would like to put something inside. So let's pull this out. Remember, this is what I cut the initial 2 out with. And how about that? I think I could use that. So that I'm saying this because don't cut out your 2 pieces first before you put the black all over it, because if you do that, you will not have these little leftover edges that you can use for the inside of your card. So I'm just going to take this and go like this. Okay. Then I'm going to find 4 inches. Oh, 4 1/4. Don't do that. 4 1/4. And then I'm going to cut this down a little tiny bit. Don't need it quite that big. I mean, I'm going to cut it down more like 2 3/4. And then we're just going to take some scissors and we can snip that. There we go. Now we have a cute little piece to go on the inside of this card. And this is just a tad bit too long, so we'll just take it and do that. Okay, how about this, you guys? 2 just stunning, beautiful cards made out of something so simply, the debossed side of the folder. Okay, so now I want to show you the other colors. So the first one I'm going to show you is the pretty and pink one. Come on, is that not gorgeous? So I did the same thing. So, whoops, we're using the perennial postage dies, pretty and pink cardstock. And you might want to make a note of this. The pink cardstock on the back there, it's 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Of course, you can make it whatever, you know, however big you want it, it's fine. The embellishment is from the 24-26 in color flat pearls. Okay, so if you want to take a picture of that, and again, I embossed the front of the card only, just to give it interest. And then inside, I just did a little something like that. Okay, so let's just try this just for fun. I want you to see that it's a little bit different. Okay, so let me find here we go. Okay, so get my paper again. Okay, so I'm going to do the debossed side and the embossed. I'm going to move these out of harm's way. Okay, I'm going to do the debossed side and the embossed side to show you the difference. Okay, now I'm using a big juicy pad. So I'm not going to pull it like this. Once again, I'm going to come in like this, kind of at an angle, like in circles. This is the debossed side. Okay, so there's the debossed side, which is okay. It's all right. I just don't like it as well as the emboss. So now let's try the emboss side. Wow. And so now you can go back, you can make it as dark or keep it as light as you want it. Oh my word. Okay, so embossed. This one has a little bit more ink on it. I could put a little, probably a little tiny bit more ink on this one, but I do like it. I mean, the debossed side is okay. I just don't like it as well as the embossed side, but that's your choice. You get to decide. Okay, now the first time I did the pink, look what I did. Oh boy, this is the debossed side, and I really got carried away because I hadn't ever done it before. I didn't know how much ink to apply, and I thought, ooh, that's horrible. But again, I shouldn't say that because somebody might love this much. If you love this much ink, then go for it. Okay, so there's our pink. Then I want to show you the yellow. This is the Daffodil Delight. And for this one, the only thing I did differently, so it's the same measurements, I used one of the sequins, Starburst sequins. It's from the Lovely Garden Suite. So be careful if you order those, just make sure it's not the second item on your order so that you get this $7.50 item at 50% off. Isn't this gorgeous? Oh my word, it's just so beautiful. Okay, so there's that. And then I want to show you the Petunia Pop one. And I got into all kinds of trouble with this Petunia Pop one. Okay, so let me see. I think you can see this. Yep, you can see that. Here's Petunia Pop. Okay, so here was my first attempt. Oh my, hello. This is the debossed side. Okay, now that is actually kind of nice, except I kind of messed up there. Again, just trying to figure out what is the pressure that you're going to add. So then I tried again. I got a line here because I didn't know to kind of use it in a circular motion. And see there, but this is the debossed. I don't like it as well. I like the embossed side, but I didn't like that. And then I tried it again. So, you know what? It's really smart if you'll go ahead and emboss several of the 8.5 by 5.5 sheets, because you're probably going to mess up a little bit maybe the first time when you're trying to see. This is too much ink here, smeared there, because I'm coming straight down. Can you see why you don't want to come straight down like that? And then I didn't do that one. Okay, so if you want to take a picture of these three, I think they're all in. Take a picture of those. And then if you try a different color, please reach out and let me know. I would love to see what you do with this. So there are those. And then here are these. Oops, where's my little one? Yeah, little one little one, and one bigger one. Okay. I just hope you have as much fun with this as I've had. Thank you so much for joining me. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to send you a catalog. Just reach out to me at sandystamper@earthlink.net with no A in the stamper. And I'd be happy to help you. And then if you are enjoying my videos, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe and like it. That helps me. So thank you again so much, and I'll look forward to having you the next time.